Yeah, it says live now.
Live now?
Mm-hmm.
We'll obviously clip this in the real podcast. Hold on, I'm still playing through the ads, which is very important to me.
I'm gonna move
So,
my
hello,
face down
welcome
here.
everyone to the Muk-GangBang podcast.
Wow.
I'm your host, Big Skeeler, and with me we have Arath, D-Bros, Dr. S, FF, the MB, and Quinty, I suppose.
Guten Abend.
It's the worst thing I think I've ever heard.
That was good.
What the hell?
So we're
that
opening
was
this.
awful.
Don't break your personas, everyone. So what I have with us today, as we always do in every episode of Muk-GangBang, is we have a mukbang video we are going to watch. First, we're going to get a tarot reading on how it'll play with our, our audience, and then we are going to we're going to watch the mukbang together, and then we're going to comment on it, both the cultural implications, how it makes us feel personally, and of course, our favorite part is where we psychoanalyze several of the commenters. So, please sit back and enjoy a classic Muk-GangBang. So let's open up. We have our tarot reading. So what I'd like to know, our tarot queens, I've already forgotten the names I actually introduced you with, Arath and maybe Disaster Bee.
D-Bros.
D-Bros. And Arath. Yes. So what I have here is a mukbang video. It is called ASMR Mukbang, Black Bean Fire Noodles and Chicken Nuggets, parentheses, no talking, close parentheses. Also, it's all caps, eating sounds. Except for the parentheses. That is title case. So what I want to know is, I want to get a 3-card tarot reading. How will this play with our very large boomer audience? How will it play with our millennials? They're much more strapped for cash. They might find this a bit more offensive. And how who are, of course, I think what they mostly do is play Fortnite. So we're doing it. Who will draw our for our reading here?
I already have our. This is a wrap here. I have our cards drawn. But Fleur, I haven't seen this video yet. Can we watch it?
So I think we need the cards first, so we know just how this video will play. If we get particularly
Okay.
reading, maybe we'll swap it. I'm not sure how this works. I know we've done a lot of episodes in the past. Those may get released in the future. I mean, if you want to subscribe to our Patreon, I don't know if that's how those work.
Well, we don't have a Patreon yet, but we can work on
D-Bros
it.
does have
that
the
will
spread.
happen, and we will have past
There
episodes
is a
on
subscribe
there, because we
button.
recorded a lot.
Oh, I do have a subscribe button. That's true.
Yes, you can subscribe to Melly's channel. She's graciously hosting the podcast for us. And, she is, of course, being one of the main contributors. So if you're a big fan of, of Mellybird,
As you all should be.
You like, subscribe, follow, Patreon, retweet, whatever you do with the podcast. Do that, please.
So D-Bros, would you like to provide your reading prior to my reading? Or would you like to go card by card?
I'll give you what cards I got in the spread, and then
If you post them in Discord, I can show them
Get
on
the
the
cards
screen.
on screen.
yeah, they are in Discord.
Oh, is that the ones? Okay.
Mm-hmm. And so I think it would be best just to say which cards we got, and then watch the video, and then go ahead.
A terrible time.
During this.
We can
delete that.
No,
I'm ready for my reading.
Let me
we're ready
do
to
this.
go.
Hold on.
Yeah, clip that for the actual podcast.
Here we go. There. I can't rotate.
Okay.
So,
Well, no.
wait, yes,
what
I
I'm
can.
thinking is that we give which cards we have, and then watch the video, and then give our interpretation.
Oh no.
We need the interpretation prior to the video because we want to know how.
Okay.
Yeah, the point is to know the future.
This is how I've read the card. I have pulled this spread that I'm posting in Discord now. And what we see here in position 1 is the 5 of Pentacles. The Pentacle card for the boomers is very representational in the sense that it means wealth, finances, how you make money, how you survive in this world, which we all know is so important to the boomers. So what we see in this card is the 5 of Pentacles has 2 people walking through ice and snow and sleet. They're desperate and living in poverty. It's clear just from this first understanding of the depiction of the card that our boomers are not going to like this. They're not going to like to see someone just taking fast food in at gross commodities. We see one man is injured and he's at the church while the others are barefoot and they're wearing thin blankets hoping to find a way to get warm. So in this position of the upright, usually the 5 of Pentacles represents loss and poverty. So maybe this is how the boomers would see this situation. Maybe eating chicken nuggets and top ramen and large commodities represents poverty. They could say that, just it's a perception of how we see the boomers in this card. This card also shows that a feeling of isolation and aloneness. I don't know where this video came from or who the author is, but maybe that's something that they're dealing with personally, and that could be part of the reporting. So that's kind of how I see the boomers viewing this video.
So as we know for the format of this show, thank you for the in-depth analysis, of course, Arath. Our panelists, would you like to chime in? Anything else you notice about, our boomer audience? Maybe you want to reassure them about the contents of this video, that we are not indeed robbing the wealth we have been hiding, the wealth we use to destroy the diamond industry, the wealth we use to destroy Applebee's.
I think it might be helpful. I think it might be helpful and also instructive to see also the card that I got, which was the Chariot in reverse, which represents aggression, self-doubt, defeat, and loss of control. So I think that the white baby boomers who are watching that video are just seeing a brown person gorge themselves on food, on essentially just like carbohydrates and chicken nuggets, which is all
I don't
they
think
ever
that's a
want
brown
to do.
person.
The person.
No, it is to a baby boomer.
You know what? Let's leave that for our other panelists.
It is to a baby boomer, and they are disgusted because they think this is I should be the one gorging myself on 50 chicken nuggets and some anonymous noodles.
Oh. Very deep.
Fair enough. Yeah, I think that is a great analysis, and that does represent our boomers perfectly. The Chariot. So let's go on to then, of course, our millennial audience. I think most of our people here are millennials. We might have a few on the cusp of Gen Z.
This card is really fun because this card is a major arcana card, which in the context of this reading, I think represents us and our generation. So this may speak some truth.
Oh no.
We see this card depicted as the Fool. Maybe it's not popular in social media, maybe it's not popular in viewing, maybe it is, maybe it's something we laugh at. But in the imagery, we see the Fool, and he represents the number 0. And that's his ultimate potential. He does not have a specific place or sequence within this media. The Fool can be placed in either the beginning of the major arcana or at the end. We don't know where he fits. Maybe we as a collective don't know what to make of it. This man stands on the edge of a cliff where he carries the weight of the world on his shoulder. Maybe this is important to the individual who's creating this video. And he gazes outward toward the sky, seemingly unaware of the steps that he takes as he plunges into the unknown. So that's how we would describe the card. This card is also in the upright position, so in its meaning, we see the Fool is new beginnings or opportunity or potential that are unmet. So maybe these aren't reaching where they want to be, but maybe they are. Just like the young man, we see the outside of his journey, but he's staggering off a cliff into something that we're not sure what to make of. Even though we don't know exactly where he's going, we can see that he's committed and that he may follow through with something great. And that's kind of how I see how the millennial, my generation, views this video.
I would think that resonates very much with the reading that I got in my spread with the Ten of Pentacles in the upright position, which in somebody represents burden, loss, loneliness, and judgment. And that is when piggybacking off of, the Fool is, jumping into the unknown, going into the void. And, that is what every young person does when they come of age. And we came of age during, the Great Recession, and everybody was just graduating college and whatnot. And you're, going off into the great unknown and finding a lot of burden and loss and loneliness and, frankly, judgment. And so, perhaps our generation sees this as something, as this video as a commentary, maybe satirically, on just like the overconsumptiveness of emptiness and things that don't matter and leave you just ultimately lonely.
I'm noticing about these cards, and thank you both to our two tarot experts. That's D-Bros and Arath. I'm seeing a lot of good boys, some heckin' 12 out of 10 woofers in both of these, actually. Is there significance to the number one boy doggos in these cards? That's an open question to both of you. I do see both of these do have dogs in them. And,
I have absolutely no fucking idea what you meant. Dog. I was like, is that the name of someone?
Are you sure you're millennial?
Yes, I see, but no, I see the dogs. I see the dogs. Yeah,
are
that's
you
true.
more in line with
That's
the
true.
chariot? Or are you more of a, of a...
I'm the moon. I'm the moon.
Okay, fair enough. So anyway, sorry.
To answer your question, from the card of the Fool, I think what it represents is blind companion. It represents someone who's a dog, and in terms of this card with the Fool, who will maybe follow you off the cliff. And I don't know if that exactly answers your question, but I think that that's how I interpret the card, in the sense that our companions may be blind to what we see at the
potentially, if you were with Ten of Pentacles, I mean, that stands for wealth, achievement, family, and satisfaction. And so, like, dogs are definitely part of the family and seen as, or part of your companionship.
So it's like us, the millennials, watching this Mukbang thing, and no one knows what the hell they're getting into, and we're leading our viewers.
I like that. No, I like that. Yeah, so our viewers are in fact the dogs.
They are the dogs.
And we are the fools.
And we are fools.
I actually really like the way
is...
you frame that, because it takes this into where our next generation is with my particular reading, and kind of how like I see the future generation looking at this video.
All right, yeah, let's jump right into that. Let's get into that analysis with our tarot experts, Arath and D-Bros.
So, I pulled the card that's the King of Wands, and traditionally the King of Wands suggests in its imagery wealth and leadership, a position that is a role, but may not necessarily be a role like we used to think back in the times of Greek gods, where you step into the god. It may be creative or visionary in its work, but it hasn't developed the sense of the leadership that it determines at that time. We see the king holds the Staff of Wands, which represents kind of fire and kinetic energy, and he is sitting on his throne in a very rich velvet robe. And when we think about the meaning in terms of the context here, it could represent pure masculine energy. It's unlike the wand cards or what we saw with the Fool or the Pentacles, which was representing financial gain. It's more about dreaming and the ideas and what could be. It can resemble a king who people believe in. And this video may be something that our next generation really see as visionary or creative or art. And like Dr. S said, like the dogs, we're leading them there off the edge right now as the fools. But it's kind of in this reverse position, really seen in a way that is leading to something creative and unknown and untapped.
Excellent reading. Let's see from Deep Rose.
Yeah, it's really interesting that, you know, because of course the one does have a lot of masculine energy, whereas the moon, aside from being a major arcana card, is traditionally representative of feminine energy and, you know, mysticism in the occult. And we have this in the reverse here, which to me it reads that it's going the younger generation is not going to they don't see us in the same way that we saw our prior generation, not just the baby boomers, but even the Gen Xers in terms of technology. They have already got they grew up with, you know, viral videos in their system, and so this here is seeing someone just completely do something arbitrary and something that might have like some stylistic appeal, but that is ultimately just something that, you know, it, like if you were to put yourself in the position of this person in that video gorging on those incredibly spicy noodles, and you know that you know, I can't even tell how many chicken nuggets there are. That there is a multitude of chicken nuggets, probably 25. You would be, your asshole would be coming back with a vengeance. And so I think it is it's a release of fear and of repressed emotions and inner confusion.
Yeah, I think we got, again, very good analysis from the masters here. I do think Gen Z will look on this quite a bit, and not just, you know, in the sense of the thousands of viewers we surely have on Twitch at this very moment, but the ones who will be watching
so
on
kind.
YouTube and Spotify.
But we'll get there.
Pandora. I don't know if they do podcasts.
They will once they get ours.
SoundCloud, yes. I think a lot of people
We'll be the Joe Rogan. We'll be the Joe Rogan to Pandora. What Joe Rogan was to Spotify.
Joe Rogan.
Well, I'll take 100 million.
Speaking of that dumbass, did you guys hear what the guest he had on the other day said?
Nope.
Let's not derail our mukbang podcast.
That can be after.
Joe Rogan podcast.
So I think we now need to move to the mukbang itself, and a very important part of this is going to be we should look at the thumbnail. I think it's important to analyze the thumbnails of these YouTube videos. They say a lot about it, because, you know, as our boy D-Bros was mentioning, there are a lot of chicken nuggets in that thumbnail. Specifically, I count 26 chicken nuggets in that thumbnail. He did a very good job stacking up
26?
5 by 5. 26. He's holding one in his hand.
Okay,
See,
that's where I was. Where I was like, I don't know how he's arriving at.
Oh,
that.
okay. There are 26.
Okay, yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
I agree
As
with
a
this.
seasoned-
Yeah.
as a mukbang viewer, you know, I'm very good at differences between the pictures as well.
So, well, and also the original thumbnail that I saw, which is unfortunate that when YouTube shows it, it's cutting out a bunch of the thumbnail. He has at least 4 different sauces. At least.
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
it looks like he has
Sauces.
sauces.
Which
yeah.
sauces for the audio listeners who are?
One is definitely sweet and sour. You can see that.
Sweet and sour is by far the best sauce. There's no better
You have
sauce
to
than sweet
agree,
and sour.
it's the superior.
Let's leave that for a poll for our viewers.
Let's paint the picture here for everyone. So, we have 4 sauces side by side. One of them is a very kind of pale, almost brownish orange. Which sauce does everyone think this is?
Brownish orange.
Sweet
That's
and
gotta
sour.
be sweet and sour.
Yeah, it's the one on the farthest left.
I agree on the sweet and sour.
That's the sweet. All right, yeah, we can all agree sweet and sour probably, and then we have the
Hold on,
other one.
Barbecue is
I'm-
definitely the second one.
Barbecue.
It's totally barbecue.
Yeah.
It's definitely barbecue,
And
and the
honey
last one is
mustard.
definitely honey mustard.
And then well, there's ranch. Ranch.
But
And
where's
that's ranch.
where's the Szechuan? Where's the Szechuan sauce?
I believe that was answered in season 3 of Rick and Morty. Yes, we are up with our references, folks. We do watch all the popular television
We're
shows.
about 3 years out of date.
It's all the
but-
programs. We watch all of them. So, all right, so one thing I want to point out about this thumbnail is the mukbanger himself. He is laser focused. This man looks like he is a surgeon. He is going to do something to those noodles. He has a plan. He knows about this. He is almost robotic. There's no emotion in his face there.
Is it like a
noodles
surgeon or
like-
like someone just about to walk off the
But
plane?
like, if you look
Like
at
they're
his
just
like,
resolute in their doom.
I think like.
But, like, if you look at his
going off
upload
the
stuff,
cliff, you gotta have a little bit of crazy in you, you know.
You do. Those noodles. Seriously, I've had those noodles are. You can get them. You have them in Boston. Go to a Korean or like Asian supermarket. They will have those noodles. Look for the duck with the fire.
So he needs to
What?
steal himself for these noodles. So kind of building on that.
I agree.
The duck with the fire is on the packaging.
I won't be surprised if he did Pepto-Bismol beforehand and performance enhanced himself for this video.
I
It
don't
does
know.
seem
I
like a
see
very
his
reasonable
face.
oh, should he
his
douche
face-
himself out or something?
I'm going to run down and grab a water. I'm counting on all of our lovely, they're not co-hosts, folks. These are true hosts that we have with us
That's
today.
true.
Do
And
you
you know
think
what?
that is
While you
true?
grab water, I'm gonna refill my water bottle.
Is there anything you could do to like if you were to like just prep your mouth, like coat it in something, so
maybe
that you
need
could
to maybe you need like a ball gag or something. Like you like put it in your mouth and you like kind of practice with that. I don't know.
I don't even know. I don't even
It's just-
know.
I don't even know where to start with it. It's just like, yeah. But like if you go to his videos, no, but if you like go to his like other videos and you just look at the thumbnails for them, it's like it's either him with his eyes closed as he like takes a bite, or it's like that laser focus thing, and it's like really weird. I can't.
It's just he clearly knows what he's doing.
He
and
does,
yeah. And he's ready.
He
Like,
is.
that's a very warrior face to me. He's kind of like,
He
okay,
is.
He
this
uses
is
that like
what I'm up against, and I'm ready. That is a big
Yeah.
ball of
Work
fire.
out.
move.
It is. God, like I just can't. Like,
I personally would need to do sweet and sour sauce with all 26 nuggets, if not more, that we don't see in the thumbnail. And
we'll see.
I
Like,
just want like a big bowl of it.
I mean, I don't know if I can do 26 nuggets. Like I don't know what nuggets they are. They look like the McDonald's ones, and if they are the McDonald's ones, they're like those are like the worst one. Like McDonald's nuggets are trash.
Where? Okay. All right. Hot take. Hot take.
How's it a hot
so
take?
Where's your preferred nugget?
Yeah, preferred nugget is definitely.
If this guy maybe
I think Burger King.
practices,
Burger King's best nugget.
No, Burger
Justice.
no bullshit.
Oh,
Burger
maybe that
King
should be the
fries are
next
better,
one.
not their nuggets.
No, it's
Their
Fries are very good.
Their fries are good. I think their nuggets are
Nuggets
also better. They're better than McDonald's. McDonald's is fucking awful.
Are we discussing the
For some
potential
reason, I
type
thought
of
we took
nugget
them,
you're
but
trying
now
to
I
identify?
They're
remember.
definitely. You can look at them. They're McDonald's. You can just
That's
look
probably
at it.
McDonald's.
They're
I don't know why I
definitely
didn't
McDonald's
notice that.
nuggets.
So let's present an interesting quandary here. Do we think these are nuggets from the BTS meal?
No, because
What?
it's just regular. No, it's a year old. So no.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was going to say this was a trick question.
Excuse me.
To see if we can fool them. But as always, in the mini episodes we've shot before, we have the most astute
Correspondence.
hosts. Yes, our correspondents from the grad. So let's jump right into this. Let's go ahead and hit play. Let's watch this. As always, please remember, when someone else is speaking their truth about the video, make sure that you allow them to finish, and then we can talk about it. We welcome the discourse that Mukbang often creates. So just be respectful, and let's get into it.
Do we start a countdown?
I was gonna say my recommendation is I'll count down and we can all start at the same time because watching it through Twitch you'll be delayed.
You are the expert on this. So
if
make
everyone
make sure your ads are already done. So make
Yes.
sure you've already completed your ads.
is everyone up, ads done, and ready to go?
What are
Ready
ads?
to go.
I
Are you still
I
watching
need to
your
be amazed. On YouTube? Uh-oh.
Yeah, you
Having
gotta-
ads on
Oh, you
YouTube.
don't have ads. Yes, you are.
No, I don't.
I believe they call that a bougie bitch.
Yeah, imagine having ads. Couldn't be me.
I don't.
It sounds
Yeah, I don't know what ads are.
Good.
I sure don't either.
You're really. I feel like you're not. You know, maybe you guys belong in those first tarot cards. If you know what I'm saying.
I don't know what you're talking about, Squirt. I'm actually
I
slightly
I was in that
offended.
first tarot card. I wouldn't know how to ad block
The boomer.
Actually, that's a good point.
to get my fucking
Disrespect to the
grandson.
boomer.
I thought you were doing ads as in you bought the YouTube thing.
No. Dang.
All right. Sorry for assuming this was all above the table, though, or I don't know. But are we all ad free and ready to start?
Ready.
And
Ready.
zero,
Ready.
zero.
All right.
Alright, so we're
I
gonna
can count us down if y'all are ready.
count
Do it
us
in
down.
French.
We'll all
I
start on zero.
Don't know how to count in French.
Any other language.
I can count in Spanish.
Do it.
Oh,
Starting at
okay.
zero, or Cero, as they might say.
Uno, dos.
Wait,
Are you counting to zero?
Oh,
Oh,
Going
I
up?
have to count backwards?
He said.
He said that.
Oh,
Zero.
okay, I'm sorry.
Oh my
Tres,
God.
dos, uno, cero.
I like the diners and dives feel of this intro scene. think
I
it's
also do.
very-
It's actually really nicely done.
That is, yeah, that's
And this is the all text guy. I love him as a.
Wait, is this the duck that you're talking about? Is this?
Yes, yeah.
Oh my
The
god.
guy we've seen before.
That's what I
Meat
meant.
This is the
Oh.
man who made the meat goes brawak,
Okay.
brawak, brawak. Not the commenter. The commenter is a legend, but this is the man whose video that was commented on.
I do have to say, this editing is great.
This is
It's
the
pretty
most
top-notch.
interesting creation of ramen.
I really like the snap where like the packages come off the noodles and you get to see them raw and naked.
Yeah, same.
So, I think this is a good question to ask: is how does that make you all feel? Like it's really exposing the noodles. Like we so often expose ourselves, but through the anomaly of the internet, anonymity,
I think it emboldens me to see like the noodles be so self-confident when I can't be, but they have no choice in it. And I'm like, if they have no choice and I do, and yet I still don't, who am I?
I would think in terms of the context of the tarot cards that the boomer generation would see that exposure is something they want to keep private, not something that they want to reveal. Whereas the millennials, they're like, yeah, we can do this. Like, less important. That's Scorpy.
it's really gross.
I'm really concerned because that package part I actually really enjoyed.
I was gonna say, and this editing, I'm still just like, this is great.
This man is a professional. I think we all need to at least respect that Zach Choi ASMR is a real pro at this. Like, this guy is doing something that he is clearly trained for. And they are indeed McDonald
Classic.
McNuggets.
You
Oh,
can tell.
that's
They're
nice.
trash.
Obviously,
You
they
can see the
obviously
trash from
are.
far away.
Oh.
Our
Honey
expert
mustard.
panelists have called every single sauce, but they did not call the off-screen Sprite.
That's not fair. Come on.
We won't
They
document.
don't sell the canned Sprite at McDonald's.
Yeah.
Motherfucking.
Wait, does McDonald's have?
Look at the size of the straw.
The Burger King nuggets
But I-
have like an over peppered batter.
But McDonald's nuggets are like
Remember,
actually
we are
trash.
focused
Like
on
they
AS.
taste.
Whoa.
I'm sorry, sir. You're gonna need to stop.
They're utter trash.
Aside from Chick-fil-A, give me.
Guys,
Are you
guys,
really gonna say that Burger King
everyone,
has
let's
better
please
nuggets?
focus. Let's please
Than
focus.
McDonald's.
The video, please. Don't get off topic. Our viewers did not show up.
There. No, that's true. That's true.
Oh, this is.
I do like that he hasn't
Yeah,
cut the noodles off. He just keeps putting it in.
I do like that he's using chopsticks. I am a little confused
actually
about the
disgusting.
glove.
Vowel with a U
But
for
let's
clarity.
look from a cultural perspective here. So, if you're a boomer, you're looking at this and you're just seeing another millennial getting a handout of a fuck ton of the cheapest food.
We all question the stream.
Maybe they're seeing their parents. Maybe they're seeing because boomers' parents. That was the Depression generation, and so it's.
Oh wait, he dips 2 nuggets into 1 container. There's like no sauce.
That's not
Very poor
okay.
form. Can we all agree?
Oh,
that
I
that's
don't
very
like
poor
that.
form?
Yeah.
No,
yeah,
I was okay with the noodles,
Yeah.
but not this.
Yeah.
No.
I like when he stares directly into my soul while he chews the nuggets.
That's
as
the
if
whole
Yeah.
you are no
He's-
different than the pink
He's
slime I'm shoving.
he's defying you to judge him. He's like, go ahead, do it. You know you.
I'm
can."
judging them.
Maybe-
I'm judging the
maybe
fact they
he
had
want-
2 nugs at once.
Or maybe he like, maybe he pictures like boring us or something. Like he's boring the viewer.
Do you see that
No,
his
he's
hat
bored
says
of us.
silence
He's
though?
bored of us.
He 2
I don't
nuggets.
know. It's possible that the future generation, like the King of Wands in reverse,
Oh,
sees
oh.
this like pop art.
Goodness.
This is an opportunity for us to like question capitalism, question the
What is
situations
it-
with our
why
fast
the gloves?
food and our cattle industry.
Yeah,
Like,
that's really
this is
weird.
really
Is it so he
fascinating.
doesn't like? I don't know. That is weird. Why does he have gloves?
Yeah, I was
Could
curious
be
about that.
sanitary.
I've got a
That's
theory.
so
He's
strange.
wearing gloves because he is washing, like, he is not attached to this insane materialistic overconsumption. The gloves
He doesn't
separate
want. He
him.
doesn't want to be. Yeah.
He doesn't
that's-
want to be, but he is forced to because this is also how he earns a living, eating these copious amounts of
Yeah.
mass-produced, primarily carbohydrate-based foods.
But then why is he doing this instead of doing like the food competitions? Does he do food competitions?
Maybe he can't eat that much. Yeah.
Can't wear the gloves.
He can just make it. He can just make it look sexy. Is that?
But why
is
does
that, like-
he eat 2 nuggets
Does
at
it look
once?
sexy to you?
Yeah, he's like doing two.
Yeah, he's got to be a good food eater because that's how like the Japanese guys
Goodness.
did the hot dogs. He would like do
Oh
2
my
hot dogs at
God.
once. He would do 2 hot. He would take the hot dog out of the bun and then he would do the 2 hot dogs and then do the 2 buns. So
From the
maybe.
commentary, it definitely sounds like our generation is the fool. We're very confused by this, but we're jumping right off the cliff.
I do want to say though, this really makes me want some, nice Marchan noodles or something.
Yeah, normally, like hearing someone eat would normally sound disgusting, but this doesn't somehow.
It's rhythmic.
So let's establish one thing. We are, I think, primarily millennials. How many of us have easy access to these noodles in our house? I know I have an entire, like,
Yeah.
32 pack of these noodles.
Yeah,
that I
we
could
do.
eat. And of course,
Do you wait? Do you have the duck noodles? Do you have the duck? Do you have the duck fire
No, we
breathing
have.
noodles?
No,
We had
Marchan
McDonald's nuggets earlier.
No, then
Do
you need
that
to get those ones.
They're literally why? It's the same shit.
hold on. Remember,
No, it is
we're
not.
we're not talking about the video anymore. We need to remember. So, who else has access to your standard store ramen noodles?
Well,
like, in
we
their house right now.
We had McDonald's nuggets specifically, just like this video, actually earlier today. But we do not currently have noodles in our house of any type.
I did have buffalo sauce, which was not displayed here, and it upsets me.
But I have barbecue sauce, which is displayed here.
Maddie could get DoorDash.
Why didn't you get the BTS meal?
I know that his Safeway will deliver to him.
Yeah, I don't have this specific brand of noodle, but I'm fortunate to live next to a really beautiful Asian market where they sell incredible produce.
No, I'm saying you need to do it right now. You can get McDonald's nuggets.
Top ramen or Manchurian.
Do it right now.
That's what you're saying.
Yeah, the McDonald's is actually a challenge. I do not have a McDonald's around me for...
Yes, you do. It's at the mall.
See how he takes a breath before he shoves his face so he can last long while
Yeah.
That's a very interesting observation, I think, John.
Wait.
No,
He hasn't taken another drink yet. Like, how is he, like, swallowing all this food and not, like, choking? Like,
That's a good question.
Do you drink a lot when you eat?
I guess, but also, like, there's enough, that's pretty moist. It's not like you're eating, it's not very dry stuff, especially with the noodles.
At least the noodles, yeah.
I still need
We had a
the
couple
palate.
of good points
But
brought
yeah,
up. I think we need to address these points. Johnny, could you please repeat yours?
What?
The point you had made before.
Oh, Bez, yeah, he has a really solid breathing technique where he takes a deep breath before he stuffs his face with food.
We think that's... I feel like there might be some sort of symbolic significance there. You're taking the breath. You're filling yourself with life before you consume. He specifically did this before
The death of another animal.
Yes, but because he only does this before the nuggies. He does not do this before the noodles.
Oh.
The
Are you sure?
No, he's right.
yeah.
He blows on the noodles.
He blows on the noodles. He instills life into the noodles while he takes life before he takes the life of the nuggets. And I think there might be some sort of symbolism there, because yes, he blows on the noodles, expelling his own life force, and he inhales life force before he consumes the chicken.
I noticed a detail that I'm curious about. Is he drinking Sprite or 7-Up? Because as an older millennial, I would know that the baby boomer generation used to say that, like, 7-Up and ginger ale help your stomach. Like, it helped you digest.
Ginger ale did, yeah.
Is that why
Like
he's
Schweppes.
drinking
I don't think
specific
that's
soda?
I don't think that's just a boomer thing. I think that's just in general because it's laced with
Well,
less
I-
syrups
but-
and things like that.
And Sprite's not, Sprite isn't ginger ale. Not like the Schweppes
Yeah.
and like other ginger ale stuff. Like, I don't know, but the 7-Up is the Coke Pepsi version.
No, you're right. It's not like ginger ale, but I think it's in the same
Yeah.
vein of where it just has
Yeah.
less sugars and less syrup than like a regular Coke, but still gives you the burpiness.
Yeah. You can see those.
Carbonation helps you burp, and then there's supposed to be some healing properties of ginger, or some like anti-inflammatory stuff. If I remember correctly.
Ginger will do
Yeah.
fucking. Ginger is like garlic. Like ginger and garlic are both like in a fucking battle for like who like it does more for you. Come on.
He's dipped less into that sweet and sour.
He really did. He didn't really.
He's used a lot of honey mustard. Look how low that
Oh,
honey
yeah.
mustard.
It's
You can tell
unfortunate
it.
McDonald's didn't take this up as like an advertising opportunity because like after watching this, I kind of want some nuggets and some ramen.
I
And
had
it's
some
like
earlier.
Jack in the Box has
I
a late
think-
night box.
I think
could've
they
had,
did.
like a late night
The
box.
best thing they could have done was just like let this go and let it be wonderful.
I do want some ramen now. I won't lie.
I really.
Uh-huh.
So as always, after this video, we're going to go into first we open with each panelist, host / co-host, whatever we want to call ourselves. But we have called ourselves in many episodes before this. We're going to go into how we each felt about the video, overall impressions, and then we're going to have an open forum where we all get to discuss individual aspects of those videos.
Oh,
So
that
if
ending
you
just
leave it
changed my
now,
opinion.
Everyone is now done. So
Yep.
let's open up. We're gonna go down the line on our standard around the horn roll call. Shibuya, Shibuya roll call. You know that. Arath, how did this video make you feel? What are your kind of takeaways?
You know, in the exercise of keeping in the tarot cards, I would describe it as the Fool. I feel a little foolish watching it. At first, I want to react as this, like, what am I watching? Is this gross? No, it's not gross. It's kind of comforting and, like, it's kind of rhythmic and relaxing. But at the end, I kind of want some noodles now. So maybe I'm the dog jumping off the edge.
Good. I think tying it back. Let's deep roast. Your
So
takeaways.
I would say it like similarly bringing it back to the cards, the moon, especially in the reverse. It's like challenging what you would think from the video. Like the general premise is, okay, there's a guy eating incredibly hot ramen and just like has a big stack of like chicken nuggets and doing that sounds either stupid or absurd. You're like, why would you want to watch the video? And no matter what what preconceived notion you're coming to the video with, if you have any, no matter what, it's going to both challenge it and then also surprise you. And I think that is very much in keeping with the moon and also with the current generation, which I don't know how old this guy is, but I would put him on the younger side of millennial or possibly Gen X. No idea, but it challenges your expectations and will always pack a surprise.
Excellent. Again, a good time with the cards. I think it's important to make sure we remember that we have to predict things in these. So, Dr. S.
Going into the video, I was thinking, like I have more experience in the mukbang realm because I've seen one of his videos before and they disgusted me. Or it disgusted me. But I don't know. Going into this one, I thought I was going to be really grossed out. I wasn't that grossed out. I was more intrigued on his breathing technique and the sauce choices. But what kind of pissed me off about the video is he didn't finish his fucking noodles. At the very end, he just he threw away precious food. And maybe that's the boomer influence on me going, don't waste your food. There's plenty of people starving around the world. I mean, we don't really care about them, but we say that to our youngers. But yeah, I don't know. It pissed me off. It rubbed me the wrong way.
Fair enough. I think we all went through an emotional roller coaster on. So, FF.
So, I have never really seen a mukbang or ASMR before, and I wasn't really sure what I was expecting. It was very weird at first. It was kind of whatever, but then once he started like mixing it, it started to get a little gross, and I was like, okay, it's kind of gross sounding, but like nothing's happening. And then he started eating, and then it was really gross. So yeah, I find it really disgusting. I don't know how this is comforting to anybody. Like, it's just really gross. I don't know, like, I don't know where to start. It's just the fact that as he was eating, like, he wasn't like taking a break to like drink anything until like I think he did it like once. And it was just like, how can you eat that and not like at least stop to like take a drink or something? It was just really weird. Unless he like made me.
Are you disgusted or curious?
I'm mostly disgusted. Yes.
FF's time, so we are not to interrupt. We're to get FF's information, but remember, specific points on the video.
Just
in the section after our initial, as we've always done.
Well, no, I was just noticing the fact that he just wasn't drink anything while eating, and he was just smiling.
Talk about that in the after. This is initial impressions.
Oh, it was mostly disgusting.
Yeah, I think you nailed that.
It's just disgusting, pretty much.
So we go to Alibert, or MB, whatever we had called you. I actually
Oh,
Well, she's
right. Now
streaming.
you've already forgotten me.
Your name is in it.
She's
So I'm
streaming.
confused as to whether if I said your full tag or if I didn't.
I actually don't remember. So, anyway, I've seen other mukbangs, and I was quite disgusted by them. This one, I wasn't super disgusted. I think because there weren't as many, like, chewing sounds that were, like, super in your ear. And, I mean, I love nuggets and ramen, so maybe it just didn't feel as awful as maybe some of the other ones where I'm like, ugh,
You know, that brings up something very interesting that I think we'll want to talk about in the next segment as well. And so, also, I believe called you like a Quint or something.
Quinty.
Quinty. Yes, that's it. Quinty. Your thoughts?
I don't even know if he participated.
He maybe isn't so participating.
Yeah, I don't know if he did either.
With a big old blank. So of course, you know, my initial thoughts. Mukbang. First, if the meat isn't going brawak, I don't want to hear about it. Just broadly, this did not feature any sort of raw meat being cooked. That's something I look for in my mukbang videos, and this didn't have it. I thought this was a kind of weak offering. The nuggies, they're a big win. I like it. I like seeing the nuggies out there. It was accessible food. That makes it much better for, you know, it creates a connection. You know, our boomers, our millennials, our Gen Zs, we've all eaten ramen. We've all eaten chicken nuggies. Like, it can bring people together.
Something we can all relate to.
But yeah, so that's kind of my. I felt united with everyone, and that I too felt it was kind of disgusting at times. And at times I was like, I could really go for some nuggies right about now. Yeah, that's.
Is nuggies a thing? Is this a widespread thing? Because it's adorable.
Nuggies or nugs, yes.
Yes, nuggies or nugs.
I love it. I say nugs. I would say nugs all the time, but nugget, I love it.
It like totally
It's adorable. We're expressing our fondness
for the nuggies.
I did not want to eat. As a matter of fact, I don't want to
You
eat
didn't want
anything
the
for the rest of the
nuggies?
night. Absolutely not. It made me not want
Yeah,
anything.
I would
Absolutely
demolish
not.
some nuggies.
No.
I'd all over some
Individual
nuggies.
aspects of the video. I think there was a big one that was raised, and that is, this guy drinks the Sprite at the start. He drinks it like once during the video, and then he does not drink the Sprite until the very end. And he is consuming what we could generously call like 3,000 calories of food.
Pretty much, yeah.
With no liquid. Like, he does not have a water, he is drinking a Sprite.
So he drinks one at like 4:10. I'm going through it.
So what does this mean?
Or just he doesn't have the Perrier.
To me, this kind of speaks to a single-mindedness of the video. This is about food. The liquid, that is a sideshow. That's not something we're here for.
We're
It's
All
really
liquids
about-
have the same drinking in the very end.
No, he drinks that at the end, yeah.
Oh, I'm saying all liquid just sounds the same when you drink it at the very end, so it has to be about the food.
I don't know. I'd have to argue that point when it comes to shots. Many people sound different after taking a shot, and that is the most appeal.
But he's not taking shots.
I know. That's the sad part.
Would it be that maybe...
Okay.
What is the drinking supposed to be? Like, why is it there? This is clearly a video about food. Is it to acknowledge that we do all, like, regardless of whether we're eating nuggies or if we're eating ramen, that we still all need to drink to not die?
Yeah, it is there to, no matter what, serve as a representative of our mortality.
Yeah, it's to show that he, while a god in the realm of mukbang, is still immortal.
I love all your observations, but I can't help but think that the fact that it was a Sprite and that he drank it at 3 planned intervals has nothing to do but with digestion and room for the sport that he's practicing.
He did it for his health.
Yeah, like he's helping himself digest this. He's getting the liquids that he needs to combat this like insane amount of carbohydrates. He is probably practicing in this as a sport, and it's a way to help him.
This man is a professional. He knows what he's doing. He took that Sprite exactly when he knew he needed to.
I also like want to touch on like Slur talking about like we could connect on his ramen and his chicken nuggets, but like how there wasn't that much sounds, like there's no raw meat and stuff. I feel like the other video I saw, it had way more cooking and way more sounds. He made sounds by tapping on the box and by continuously turning his stove on and off.
I feel like the only sound we got was like the texture of like the crunchiness of the chicken nugget. I don't even think we really got.
No.
It was like it's disturbing how undisturbing that sound was.
The first video I saw had way more diversity in sounds. It had water bubbling and stuff like being chopped, and it was a lot more. And this one was just mostly noodle and nuggets.
Well, I've seen another one. Oh, sorry.
No, you go.
I have seen another one where they've eaten noodles as part of the whole, I don't know, spread of things. And bringing up that he did so little sounds is actually, I feel like, really true, because the ones that I have seen with other food, or even if it's not noodles, but just other food in general, there's so many more sounds. Like, you hear more of the lip smacking, you hear more of the brock.
So
maybe he's gotten better over the years.
So I think this video in particular, because there wasn't a lot of sounds and you just mostly saw him eating, I think it was for vor. I think it's for the vor freaks for sure.
Does he do a pho video?
Can I interject really quick? I just want to bring up for our viewers, as you know, we have recorded a lot of backlogs. The next video is going to go over the famous "The Meat Goes Broack" video. I think this is really kind of foundational work if you're going to get into mukbang and kind of the lore surrounding it, really the historical significance, kind of the backdrop into why mukbang is so important, and it ties into a lot of things. But so that will be next video. But
and if you don't mind me,
this one, I just wanted to provide context for the broack.
And if you don't mind me jumping in, this is my first mukbang video, but it's not my first AMSR video. I particularly really enjoy watching soap being cut, and I think the choice of not having the extra noises probably lends more to that video viewership. Like, that's an area where you may want to hear the noodles, you may want to hear him chewing a little bit more. There's less noises, it's more concentrated, it's very specific, and it may lend itself better to that type of video viewership.
I think that's a really good point. It feels like fewer sounds lets you focus on them more. Like, we all noticed the crispiness of those nuggies. We all were confused when he double dipped, and that's gonna be its own.
No, we weren't confused. We were like, oh my god.
It just kept getting worse.
I was immediately appalled.
We're talking about the sound. Panelists, please remember, we're talking about the sound right now.
There was
he had a very limited sound game he was working. He very much.
I don't think we didn't hear the double dip.
Maybe he copped out. Maybe he got paid by McDonald's.
We felt it.
But with a lot of the videos that are around the sound in ASMR, is usually like a particular sound, and the majority of the sounds that came out of this video were moisture. I'll go back to me being a fan of soap being cut. When you listen to soap being cut, it's usually about like the individual small bricks falling off the soap and hitting whatever they're hitting, and the sound that makes. I think that's relaxing to people. And this video had more.
I'm so interested. I have no idea what you're talking about. I've never even heard of this. So I'm so interested to find out about it.
I'm gonna assume that the audience knows what I'm referring to because that's part of what this video was.
But we haven't specifically. I don't know if everyone has watched a soap being cut video.
I've never seen an ASMR.
But let's.
I have not
we know what
seen
ASMR
soap being
is.
cut.
We are experts, of course, in kind of the area of YouTube mukbang ASMR analysis.
So I think that choice of that sticky wet sound was deliberate, and it didn't have the bubbles, and it didn't have the extra sounds of the sizzling grill. It was very concentrated in this kind of like rhythmic smacking and kind of wet sound.
I also feel though like there wasn't that much smacking. Not as much as I've seen from a couple of the other ones I've watched.
Yeah, and
This
that
was
would have
very-
made it gross. That
This
would have
was
made it
very
gross.
calm in the
Maybe that
smacking.
was his technique. Maybe that was why, if he had just done one nuggie at a time, there would have been a lot of smacking. But because he like overstuffed with the like a double nuggie, then it cut down. It cut down on like the audible smacking.
Can we also talk about how it only took him 9 minutes to eat all of that?
Speed is really impressive. Are we sure it wasn't editing technique?
Oh, there's definitely editing in there. Has to be.
And we have some
Do you think
experts
so?
on video editing. Notably, our producer, one of our main panelists, Melly Bird, has put together a lot of these sorts of videos. Not ASMR mukbang, but streams and such. So, do you think this is editing tricks, or do you think that man could actually eat that 3 packs of ramen?
No, there's definitely
bare
editing.
minimum 26 McDonald's chicken McNuggets.
I don't know if there is. I don't know if there actually is. I think that's the point of mukbang videos, though, is that it's you sitting there the whole time and eating them.
No, there's editing. Look at start the video at 6 minutes.
So let's go to a quick cut to the stream. If we can see this on the stream, I think that would help us all really.
Start the video at 6 minutes. He edits at like 6 minutes, 7 seconds, or 8 seconds, or something like that. Saw it? Look at his chopsticks. Go back.
Oh, you're right.
Look at his
He's a
chopsticks.
fraud.
they do an edit.
He's a fraud.
And it happened multiple times. That wasn't the only time.
Clips, but is he clipping with less
619,
food?
he did it
The
too.
whole time.
But you don't know. I mean, it could be a good edit where he just like takes a break, shoves some food back in there. He probably drank a little more Sprite.
Yeah.
I mean, those are really good edits, because he's finding a really easy spot to edit it at.
That is brilliant editing, and also, what does this say about?
We're on to you. We're on to you, Mudbag.
But what does this say about the way we consume? Like, he feels like his consumption, is it not good enough for us? Are we not all living in the same society where you are what you consume? Like, we've all been taught you are what you eat. So are you what you edit away from what you eat?
Well, McDonald's nuggets are trash.
Wait a second.
I'm not
If that
trash,
means-
so
if that
that's
means
not
that we can-
me.
If we eat that ramen and are able to morph into that fire-breathing ducky, then I'm in. I will suffer through it.
I really like that question compared to the tarot cards, right? We're thinking about this in generation. And most likely, based on the way that this gentleman looks, he is probably in the millennial generation. So not only is he worried in terms of video editing or consumption rate or how this is viewed, it's viewed by us in our generation, it's viewed by his parents' generation, and it's viewed by a future generation.
Go to 720. He edits again, although he's probably just editing the chewing so you don't see him chew for so long. But I thought that was the point.
Honey, you've been noticing the editing a lot. So what do you think this editing means? Like, why is it happening?
Because he knows this video. This video, I think, was him not being creative. The other one, he made a lot more stuff. There's a lot more sound. He knows that this sound was getting stale. It was just the noodles and the nuggets. That's all you had. So he's just trying to get the video quick and out there. the other videos.
Tie it back in. I think you had a really good turn of phrase there about the noodles and the nuggets, or as would be said by most millennials and Gen Zs,
Nudes
the
and nugs.
nuggies. Yes, the nudes and the nuggies.
For
And
sure, the nudes.
These are very common phrases, kind of in the vernacular of the younger generations, millennials and Gen Z. So, is this kind of a shout out to his intended audience? Is this really not for those poor boomers, like, going outside of the church? They see into the church of mukbang. But even though they have the wealth to participate, much like the man who's got kind of the pegs, but they're not able to get in because they're not like hip with the lingo, as a boomer might say.
I would like to.
Drive.
I was gonna say. I like to say. I feel like this kind of communicates a lot with college kids, because I feel like as a college kid, you're a bit poor most of the time, so ramen and nugs are kind of your staples.
Especially
Essential.
near the end of the semester when your meal plans run out. And you're,
You got meal plans.
On a side question, I just want to ask everyone: have you not ever like stuffed so much food in your mouth and like chewed it down that it wasn't satisfying? Like,
Oh, absolutely.
I shove as much food as I can in my mouth every time I open my mouth to eat food.
I threw up at the South San Francisco BART station on quinoa.
Amazing.
I just like eat quinoa too fast, just like if you like shovel mashed potatoes down your gullet too fast. I just did that with quinoa, and I was like, I don't have anything to drink this. Like you can drink it down if it's coming. I didn't have anything, and I was just like, it's gonna happen.
I had a friend that ate too much rice. I think it just expanded too much of the stuff. He fucking threw up giant chunks.
as a child, I had a friend that we really loved stuffing Cheez-Its in our mouth, and like who could like cram more Cheez-Its, and we would look like chipmunks chewing them down. And there is something satisfying about that, and I don't know if that's representational of us as millennials or where we're at. And
That might just be
a
a primal
thing.
thing. It's a primal satisfaction of being full and knowing you're not going to starve.
Being gluttonous.
There's something, there's
And
something.
if I consume it, then you can't consume it.
That's why I love making pizza. I love seeing people battle for the slices.
So, do we think? I really like the idea that this is something to do with consumption. So he has a tremendous amount of food, well over the daily caloric recommendations for any size human being of any age.
And he's a pretty skinny dude.
He's very skinny, but he's eating like 4,000 calories or something in this one video. So what do we think says? Because there's a lot of reads for this.
I was gonna say, can someone actually do the math on how many calories this is?
Yeah. Do we have our calc boy here? Who's our calc? Who's our big math person? That's Quinty. Quinty, are you able to do the calcs on this?
He's playing League of Legends right now.
Oh yeah, he's busy. All he did was make a fan noise. However, this is easy to learn. McDonald's chicken nuggets. Those have a calorie count 170 calories for 4 pieces. So if I up it to a nice 20 piece, we know he ate more than that. The nuggies alone, assuming he ate 26 pieces. Wait, sorry, we're getting a correction.
You're muted.
Okay. So in that case, I'm going to do some more advanced calculations.
And I'm looking
per nugget, there are 41.5 calories. We're going to multiply this by 25. The nuggies alone are 1,037.5 calories. So, that's a lot of calories.
And I looked up the jiacheng noodle.
Oh, yes, this is not with the sausage.
I'm looking up. I'm trying to find the noodle.
All right, so I'll look for the sauces. You look for the noodles. We're gonna get an answer to this
Hot chicken
pressing
flavor.
calorie question here.
Dr. S, I came up with 240 per package with spice. Is that what you came to?
I was looking up the hot chicken flavor
So
one.
240 per package for how many nuggets?
No, that was for the noodles. I apologize.
Oh, sorry, yeah, for the noodles that. And it depends on the. Are you sure it's 240 per pack? I know when I look at the ramen packs, I think it's quite a bit higher because it's 2 servings per package.
Oh, then that would be double because it says single serving.
Yeah, but is it so? What is a serving for on the pack? This is Manchurian ramen.
It's one serving per package.
And it's 240 per.
I have. Hold on. I'm trying to find
The dipping sauces are actually fairly calorie heavy. So the sweet and sour is 50 calories. The ranch sauce is 110. The honey mustard is another 50 calories, and the barbecue is 50 more. So we're looking at an extra 260 calories for the sauce.
Is a sweet and sour then like still like the healthiest option?
I posted on Discord the hot chicken one that I found.
Oh, what is that? Same? Is that the same brand?
Yeah, it's Jajang hot chicken flavor. It has the picture of it. It has all the nutrition facts.
Calories we got.
400.
For 100 grams.
Wow.
But per serving is different. So it's 560 calories per serving. So what we're looking at is 560 calories per packet, and he had 3 packets. So that's going to be 560 times 3 added to this. So let's do that. So we're at 2,977.5 calories. So almost exactly the 3,000. And I think that's telling. He is consuming a lot of calories here.
Wait, what about the Sprite?
Yes, the Sprite adds more. So let's look at 1 12-ounce can of Sprite. That is
wait. Excuse me.
You know, Coke website, not very helpful for this sort of stuff. 140 calories.
40, yeah.
So plus 140.
And that was a 16 ounce.
Oh, 16 ounce? Oh,
that's even better. He was making a 16 ounce.
Oh, was he?
Oh,
yeah.
I thought it was 12.
A big. No,
so if he did a 16 ounce, that would add another.
Wasn't it just a can that he had?
I thought it was really
a 12-ounce can. Are we sure?
It was
it's a 12-ounce can. It's a 12-ounce can. It even says 140 on the can.
So that is 3,117.5 calories in that meal. So.
And what about the sauces of the nuggets?
I included the sauces of the nuggets in this calculation. There were 260 calories between all the sauces. So
I would have to assume this individual is eating this probably once a week. Has anyone ever looked at the timestamps on the regularity of his postings?
Let me see. He has.
I can't imagine he's doing
a video a week ago, then a month ago, then 3 months ago, 4 months ago, 5 months ago, 5 months ago, 6 months ago. So it's like once a month. Sometimes twice a month.
So one thing to notice is I think we want to get back to just the video itself. So he does eat not double the daily, recommended allowance of calories, but he eats at least 1.5 times that amount.
The double in the U.S.
Oh yeah, double in the U.S. Yeah. So what is he saying when he eats this? Like, it's so much excess and all done just for you, the viewer, to be there. Are we partaking in the excess? Are we living vicariously through him? Is this something where he's like doing a brag?
You ever see the documentary Super Size Me, where he goes through the whole thing to show everybody what it'd be like to eat through. I think he's a public servant. I think he's trying to
Like
show us.
supersize me?
Huh?
Nowhere in this does he say we shouldn't eat this food.
No,
because
he's not trying to impose.
He's
He's not trying to impose anything. He's just showing you the food and him eating.
Alluring
No, it's
way.
invited.
Everyone felt
It's invited.
hungrier after this, right? Except for those
Except
words.
for
Oh, definitely
Marquise
hungrier.
and Quincy.
Excuse
So
me,
all
that's
he went to playing League of Legends.
Everyone who watched all the way through, except for one person, kind of wanted some nuggies and ramen after this, right?
Yeah, I did.
A little bit. Yeah,
did.
I did.
Absolutely.
So could this be? Could this actually be warning against it? It seems like it was designed, and the edits really suggest this. That it was made to make you want the nuggies.
Trying to solve world hunger, then.
That's solving it to make you eat more than you need.
I feel that some of the people in the comments do not agree with that.
Let's look. I think this is a good time. Let's dive into the comments here. So there's one comment that really stood out to me, and it is just the second comment. If you're and let's keep in mind there are 45,000 comments on this. So many comments. So this is a comment that was made 2 weeks ago by user Zeusy. My eyes, amazed. My ears, satisfied. My stomach, smiling face emoji. They ask how you are, and you say that you're fine, but you're not really fine. You just can't get into it because they'll never understand. See, to me, this speaks to a need.
Harkening back to Vine.
This. They need it, but they can't have it. So all they can do is live vicariously through this man whose his stomach is being satisfied, whereas only the eyes and ears of this Zeusy are being satisfied. Is that really satisfaction?
So to follow up with that comment, there's a very similar comment that I feel relates to most of us a bit better by Valentone or Valenton, in which it says ears satisfied, eyes satisfied, mouth watery, stomach seriously. I just felt that I related a lot more with that comment, and maybe other people here did as well.
Absolutely. I know if I ate even 5 chicken McNuggets or nuggies, I would probably have an upset.
So this one guy commented, everybody's talking about how he's not full yet, and I'm just over here like, isn't your jaw tired? And I think he used that Jazzercise thing. You know, it's like that weird folded pillow thingy that you put in your mouth and you just chew on it to exercise your jaw.
We're unfamiliar with this.
That's the dumbest thing. It's basically like a ball gag, but
let's note the name of this person. I think that's very important. So this commenter is named Cupcake02477. And so this person who clearly enjoys their cupcakes, they've probably eaten about 2,477 of them. And they use that. You've got to explain the emoji there. It's got the emoji of the eye, kind of the big lipped mouth, and then another eye, as if to it's kind of, you know, being very not surprised. How would you describe that emoji?
I don't know.
Surprised, but not really impressed. It's more of a bewilderment, maybe. Awe.
I imagine the sound to be that of Hannibal when he's just going.
Emoji. Yeah, that's
Can't.
So this one's pretty interesting. This is by Jenny Romero. As my daughter has me watching this, so her daughter has her watching this. She keeps telling me, "Mommy, ask him." I tell her, "No, you ask him." So she yells at the TV, "Hey guy, give me chicken nuggets. She's only 2. Crying, laughing emoji, exhausted emoji. I question a 2-year-old, first of all, being able to use a device capable of YouTube, and second,
I think it's
mukbang is
absolutely
allowed.
doable.
and 2, to find the mukbang video and then yell at your mom to get you chicken nuggets.
Can we, though, talk about the comment right above that one by Yoonhee KT that says, I promised myself I would never be one of those people that watch these kind of stuff. But I was hungry, so I watched this thinking it would help. And now I'm starving and looking for more of these videos.
We can all identify with this.
So, are people... We did say we would psychoanalyze the people who comment on these sorts of videos. And I think it's important to note that these people are lacking something. If there's one thing we've seen in every single one of these comments, Yoonhee KT, they are lacking the food they want. Jenny Romero's daughter, she is lacking the nuggets. We have these 2 people whose stomachs are lacking the real satiation they could get from actually eating these nuggets and ramen. It seems like there's a theme here where everyone is missing something. And I'd point to this other comment by Ava
Avery.
She's
wait,
saying,
no.
everyone, we want a face reveal. Zach Choi, we want a voice reveal. Even this person, in what is otherwise an innocuous comment, saying that they are missing something. They need his voice. They're missing that.
Listen,
They're not full.
This person here, Ava Avery, commented, the only thing I want him to do, mix the nuggets with the ramen. That was a failed opportunity, I think.
What would you do? How would you mix the nuggets with the ramen?
He could have at least dipped it into the sauce of the ramen. He could have wrapped a
It
nugget
wasn't a very
around
saucy
the noodle.
ramen. It wasn't a very brothy ramen.
He could have wrapped
It was
noodles around the
smacky.
nugget.
But I think you're onto something.
Yeah.
He ate it separately and even put it.
Simple Yaya says here, I shouldn't be watching this. I'm fasting. And directly below that, Honking Savannah says, why do I only watch these when it's late night and I'm starving? I wonder if people are watching this when they're dieting or they're
YouTube does it. YouTube does it.
They're living vicariously.
Really, yeah, they want to be. They're being self-disciplined by not watching or by eating these foods, but instead they're watching other people eat these foods.
They want to commit
aren't
mukbang.
healthy.
They want to commit mukbang, but they're afraid.
Yeah, I think that says a lot. They want to be this person, but they can't be this person. Just not
I
even
feel like
because...
that. Oh, sorry.
And this person, clearly, they are not. They don't need to be dieting. They can eat as many, 25 packs of McNuggies and triple packs of ramen noodles they want. They make it look like you can be who they are while consuming, this enormous level of calories, which is obviously not possible, on a daily life. So maybe these people are saying, I wish it was like this fantasy presented by the video where you can be, a very thin person while consuming literally 3,200 calorie meals.
I don't know if it's necessarily meaning you can be a thin person. More of, I think it's just consuming whatever you want with no worries. Because we're saying that a lot of people are probably on diets or fasting. The first thing they want to do is eat whatever they want. And mostly it's bad food. And let's be honest, this food presented to us today is not the healthiest of options.
Do you think it's like a vicarious attraction or an ability, like a semi-judgment? Like I'm not doing that, and I'm able to not be.
I think it's vicarious. I think they want to
Yeah.
be able to eat that much or eat whatever he's eating.
Yeah.
But the thing is, he's not always eating fast food, but he just eats such large quantities.
That's why I have to wonder what this individual's life is like outside of YouTube, right? Is he eating this one meal, this mass amount of calories for a day, and then not eating anything for 2 or 3 days except for water, so he can pass all of that, and working out so he can turn it all into something more? Like, what's the structure of his day-to-day look like that he can be so thin and consume such a bad?
Can we also talk about the look that he gives, like, I think, like, 2 or 3 times, like, just the shape of his eyes, like, I think when he takes, like, a huge bit of ramen, just, like, those, like, crescent moon, like, smile eyes.
Yeah, like there were some comments that do acknowledge their eyes, and they also ask. Let's see if I can find out what this person's name was. AKS. Just me, or do y'all ever wonder what he's thinking while eating? Like as he's looking, like is he like what do you think he's thinking about? Like
if you watch the stream, you can see.
Well,
he's thinking dollar signs.
I decided to be a creep and I typed in his name. And he has an Instagram, but he only has 28 posts on his Instagram. And I will say he's extremely thin in all of them, but it tells you absolutely nothing what he does in like his regular life. It looks like he travels. That's about all I can get from it is he travels.
Oh, and I found another post too. Like this, I want you guys to kind of help me unpack this. So Anakin Skywalker comments, "I hate when there's ads. It ruins the satisfaction." You see, like I think that this also goes beyond, you know, people who are here to just be satisfied by him eating. Like I think these are like freaks that like also want to be like, they look at it in a sexual way too. Like definitely, like you got to look at like if you go to the comments and then sort by like newest comments, it's like it's all the really weird people that are like weirdly invested in him eating, and like it's something.
Wait, what was the comment again?
So it was by Anakin Skywalker, and he says, "I hate when there's ads. It ruins the satisfaction."
That's gotta be like a boomer. He has ads, and then Anakin Skywalker. That's the old Star Wars. Well, not really the old ones. I guess that's like.
And like some people, like Jellyby, is, you know, for some reason I was waiting for him to dip a nugget in all 4 sauces. Like, you know, some of these people get off of, you know, him eating, and you can't forget, you know, those people
I would
too.
kind of want to. I don't know. I would dip it in all 4 sauces just to try it. I know it'd be like it's. I know it would taste like shit, but I don't think that was sexual.
No, he might not be trying to be sexual, but there are people that are getting some type of sexual like thrill from it. Like there's another post by a person I know name. He types in capital letters, "I want food. Give me some. My tongue is full of saliva," and then like you know, like
my tongue is full of saliva.
Yes.
I feel though like it's less of a sexual attraction, and it seems honestly that a lot more of these people are just fucking hungry.
Yeah.
Like a lot of them are just saying, "I watched these."
Just want to gorge on that.
Yeah, because there's one like by Riley here. "I watch these vids when I'm hungry." Like that's the first thing they say. But also I like the crunch of the food. And then there's someone else called Joanna Lewis. I love how he looks at the camera like he knows we're hungry.
Yeah.
So many people are saying how they're hungry.
This one.
Billy Bird, I think you have it exactly right. There's someone on here by the name of "Why the fuck are you reading my name?" 2 weeks ago. Now I feel what my cat feels when we eat dinner. I feel so bad.
They don't feel that bad.
This one person, Channel says, "I can't imagine how many times he goes to the gym a week." And now
guys,
other people commenting on his comment, discussing whether they think he runs or works out, or if it's just because he's Asian.
Torny posting and also racist posting.
You see, I found another post that was written by, oh god, hold on, I just got it. Yeah, someone by the name of Jelex, and he thumbnails 138, and he says that's what good. He has it cut off, as you know, it's the P word sounds like. So
That's
yeah,
also a
Oh my
Vine.
God,
He
just
got that from a Vine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's from a Vine
right.
about mac and cheese, and that's
Yeah.
from the WAP video.
But this was from 4 days ago, so like this was really new.
I think that strikes on something super interesting. Is that person claiming this as their own? Like they're saying this is old, but if I say it now, maybe people have forgotten. And is that something that ASMR is doing? That so many people are on these fad diets. Like, have we forgotten what it's like to just really gorge on 3 packs of ramen and just a fuck ton of nuggies? And I think there's a comment I
to
found.
you just say nuggies.
There's a
in
comment
every
I
different
found.
way.
There's a comment I found that ties into this a lot. This is by Jellaby. It was posted 1 day ago. And it is, for some reason, I was waiting for him to dip a nugget in all 4 sauces. Now, of course, any of us who have ever eaten nuggies understand that this is basically sacrilege. You really shouldn't put that much sauce on one nuggie. Like, at that point, that's too much. Like, you should really just experience the one flavor and, the crunchiness and, like, the saltiness, the nuggie experience. But
isn't that what's so delightful about this video? Is it's
transgressive.
I'm not big on sauce.
Gluttonous. The whole entire thing, regardless if you're dipping it in sauce or not, is completely gluttonous.
It's a whimsical fantasy of,
I mean,
I want to dip it in all 4 sauces, not because I personally actually want to dip a nuggie into all 4 sauces, but because that is the most transgressive thing I can think of at the moment.
So rebellion.
I used to be one that used to eat like ridiculous amounts of food. Like I had 14. Well,
Not
okay,
even used to be. He still eats a ridiculous amount of food.
Not
Just putting that on the
compared
record.
to what I used to eat. Like at fucking Will's thing, I had 2 hamburgers and 2 hot dogs, and I was full of shit. Back then,
I'm hungry. This has made me hungry.
I ate.
I'm making ham and eggs now.
I went to a just a barbecue or whatever the fuck, and I had a hamburger, 14 hot dogs. I had I don't know how much fucking chips and all kinds of dips. I had like
14 hot dogs? Like actually
yeah
14 hot dogs?
yeah 14 hot dogs. I went to a fucking dive bar one time in Columbia, not Columbia the country, but the city here in South Carolina, and I ate 23 tacos, and I would have eaten more, but I didn't want to spend more money. Like I used to eat.
Did you not get any notoriety, or this wasn't part of a competition?
And it wasn't part of the competition. I went to hang out with people. I decided to eat food,
How
and
does
I
this relate back to the video? I want to make sure
what I'm saying is like I can understand the whole like eating a lot, and like it felt satisfying at the time to be able to eat tons of food. I went into a hot dog eating competition once to like lower or to like have like what was it called, like a free month of rent or something that they had at our apartment complex. I didn't realize that it would. I didn't pay attention to the rules. I just said, "Oh, eating competition, cool beans. I should win." And it was just who could eat 2 hot dogs the fastest, and I was pacing myself to just eat a shit ton of hot dogs. And I eventually just ate 10 of them, and then they're like, "Okay, that's fine," because I had lost the tournament, but then they said they'd give me like a $50 prize just if I could eat a shit ton or like amuse them. I was like, yeah, sure, I'll eat.
So I would like to let's
good.
make good stays with the video. I would
Sorry.
like to we have the section we all know, the section we all love, shit posting. So, famous on mukbangs, there are always a lot of comments specifically about the mukbanger pooping.
A lot.
So,
a
as we
lot.
always do, a regular thing we do is everyone needs to find at least one comment about specifically the mukbanger taking a poop. So I have already found 2 to start us off. Evelyn
Oh.
Bernal says, "Just imagine the poops, kind of satisfied, exhausted face, and then a heart." Followed by someone whose name that is a triangle. It's all weird symbols, and also an anime avatar wearing a top hat. So, you know that. Imagine him living in an apartment, and neighbors hear him in the bathroom. Gull. So that's to open up this section. So everyone else, where are your shit posts?
So I have one that is by Gary the Apple Snail, and he says how they eat it so fast without having terrible stomach pains. Boy, ain't nobody taking it from you, LMAO. I mean,
Close
Shame
enough to
him.
a shit post, yeah.
I mean, it's kind of close. I mean, I'm looking at more of the newer ones, and there's not as many shit posts so far, but that's the first one I've seen.
I mean, even in the top comments, there so far I have not seen one that is quote unquote shit post.
Yeah, there's quite a few shit posts in this one. You really need to know where to look. Which is just the comments. The comments are full of these. There's a surprising number of people who are very curious about like the food, not when it's going in, but so much when it's coming out. A number of people, especially the spicy noodles, they are very interested in what happens after you eat that mini spicy noodle.
Alright, let's be real. Those aren't that spicy of noodles.
So wait, are these... So who's eating these noodles, and are they that spicy?
I think it was actually just Nick, wasn't it?
I haven't eaten those noodles.
I've had
I know
those. I might have the non-spicy version in my cabinet right now. Because they are good, but those ones, it is not kidding. That little black duck with his fire breath is an actual. He's like the version of the green yuck sticker that they put on things that would kill you as a baby. That ramen will kill you if you're not ready.
I feel, though, unfortunately, that like spiciness level is a very, very, very subjective thing.
I will order a pack on Amazon right now.
Oh my god.
To tell you,
I
I
got a
doubt
good
it.
one for you. This is potty related.
That's not a pack of
The
5
Antimers
bucks.
1 week ago. Me literally
Lord.
trying to do ASMR, but my stomach being no, out with this. Me on the toilet for 1 hour and a half.
A perfect shit post.
I do like that one.
Exactly what we're looking for.
That's good.
Yeah, and it's so reminiscent of what I'm saying. It's like someone is trying to do this for like the audio listening sound of like that pleasurable smacking, like that sound, and that's what these videos are. But then they're watching this and they're like, oh my god, my stomach's just in knots, and I'm gonna go sit on the toilet because I have to.
So another, unless anyone else has anything about, poop.
I found another one.
I was gonna say I found my shit post.
Perfect.
Mine is just imagine the poops. Upset face heart emoji.
That was one of mine. That was by that lady.
Oh, Evelyn Bernal. Oh my gosh,
Yep.
I'm so sorry.
Girl,
You know what?
That's the girl.
You're right. You're right.
That's
My
fair,
apologies.
That's fair. Yeah, you
Go
just
ahead.
horny about boobs.
I found one.
And that's the one below is the other one I noticed. The other shit post.
The
that
Gary
really-
the Apple Snail.
Yeah,
No,
I
that's
read that
crazy.
one.
Yeah.
The other one
I would
found
like to
by,
point out though that PP Poo Poo, that's their name. Just by the way, PP Poo Poo, did not mention anything that has to do with bathroom, but said I love. Well, I think it's supposed to be love, but they said I live the sound of the chewing, so relaxing.
He lives it.
He is the poo, and so after they consume it, they are alive because they are the poo.
He
This
lived.
isn't about poo,
So-
but this is acid reflux.
This is
Kyle
Just him
Young,
breathing in
Two
life
weeks
and
dead.
taking in life to create life.
Right.
Damn, I
Yeah.
have
So like,
acid reflux, and I'm watching him like eyeball, mouth, eyeball, as if he's drooling.
I found one. Oh, no, if it's still in the same vein, I'm planning on. I have a topic shift that I think will.
oh well, I
infuse even
got
more.
another poop one.
Love the poop one.
What makes a sandwich?
By Nate Mack, it says, if you listen closely, you can hear his kidneys screaming from all of the sodium.
I do like that one because yes, he is going to get like kidney stones or something. You can't eat that many nuggies, but again, if he does this very infrequently, maybe.
I mean, if you look at his video posting history, for the most part, it's 1 month to 2 month, or one video a month, sometimes 2. He had 1 month where he did 4 videos.
I
So
think that's a very interesting. So let's get one more comment, and then I think that opens up a discussion about the creator himself. So this comment, and this has been fascinating me because I think this says a lot. So this is by It's That Guy, 75. It was posted 1 year ago, and it has been edited. It has 216 likes. It says, when he chews and stares at the camera, I'm pretty sure he can actually see me. And what this says to me is that, you know, when I'm doing this, I'm with him. Like, we are here together. We are eating these nuggies. We're having this ramen. This man, he's with me. Whether or not I am him and he is me, it's unclear. But I think this is something that we can. What do you think this person is saying? What do you think that It's That Guy space 75 is saying in his edited comment from 1 year ago? Open up for discussion. Let's go down around the horn once again. A-Rat.
No, it's that kind of like, I want this for comfort, and like, I'm with these people. It's that, like, back to that thread that we were on earlier where people are watching this when they're hungry and they feel like they can maybe satisfy their hunger by watching this. I'm not 100% sure. It's I don't know.
That's a mystery. So maybe D-Bros can illuminate. And maybe this ties into the cards a bit, is that we
Maybe
can't understand each other. We are 3 different, like, unique demographics, highly marketable by our podcast Spotify. And, it can't speak to all 3 at once. Maybe the fool is truly dumb, and we can't understand it.
Oh my god.
D-Bros.
Who did you say you worked for again?
Me?
Yeah.
The company?
Yeah.
My as this is a podcast where we are not officially revealing our names, I work for no man. I'm a faceless man.
So I just saw how many videos he made last year compared to this year. Last year he made 217 videos.
We are going to discuss the creator. I think that's
Wait,
that's
wait,
the next
wait,
topic.
wait, wait,
Oh,
wait,
so
wait,
next one,
wait,
okay,
wait,
I'll
Hold
wait.
on, we're
I'll
talking about.
wait.
Excuse me. We're going around the horn. We are talking about specifically the comment that I mentioned of when he chews. Again, it's that guy, 75. 1 year ago, it has been edited. When he chews and stares at the camera, I'm pretty sure he can actually see me.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to go into the creator himself, because I think that does, and I think
Okay.
you brought a very good
So
point.
it does. I
Dr.
think
X.
it is. Yeah. Those half crescent moon eyes. It is. They are piercing, and it does. It is. you can interpret it in so many different ways. It's either him challenging you or him being like, I know you find this disgusting and I don't care. Or I know you want to be doing, you can interpret it in 1,000 different ways, but no matter what, it connects.
But yeah, it definitely hits. Dr. S.
On him staring at us?
Specifically, this is about the comment. About the comment again. By It's That Guy space 75 posted 1 year ago. It has been edited. When he chews and stares at the camera, I'm pretty sure he can actually see me.
Yeah, I think maybe it seems like it because maybe this guy just has a lot of practice eating like this in front of people regularly. So for him to look at you or look at the camera the same way as he would look at a person, it's easy. It's natural for him to just stare while eating. Now, some people don't like to be stared at while they're eating. He
people.
wants you to look at him, and he wants to look at you while he's eating. He wants you to know that.
Oh, so are you implying that? And I think this may go into the next conversation, but are you implying that he may be like, this is a bit voyeuristic? He's saying, watch me do this. That is part of my thing. This is like, okay. I think that's a really good point. Thank you for the insight. And on to FF.
So I think that yeah, I do agree with what Johnny's saying is, yeah,
Excuse
you
me,
know, like
I'm Dr. S.
Dr. S. I agree with what Dr. S is saying, for the most part. But I do have I kind of need to bring this up. I think this is something that we definitely should talk about. So this video, it's even in religious circles. I mean, we have Mario Hernandez here saying all these people who make these ASMR videos for fame with poor people hungry will burn in hell for the sin or gluttony. But then you also have Hope Builders Ministries that says little gross but so satisfying. Don't watch at 3 a.m. when you're hungry. It's like,
Can we please go into this? This will be a
Yeah, I want to go on.
I was not aware of the kind of the battling religious ideologies behind this ASMR mukbang.
What is this?
Black bean fire noodles and chicken nuggets parentheses no talking close parentheses eating sounds hyphen YouTube video. I think we need to. This does need to be its own section because I think you do get a lot. There's a lot to say there. A lot to say. But so this is specifically about the can he see you? The one by, our good friend.
I feel that. So, like I said, I feel that yes, that he is visualizing himself seeing you in a way that he kind of pictures you all like, yeah, you're all looking at me and I'm all looking at you. And he, especially when he eats the noodles, like that's when you can really see him like kind of just really looking the most, because like he just doesn't really stop to
we don't see him below the waist.
Going, yeah, no.
We don't know if he's got a heart on.
So it's a power fantasy.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely a power fantasy.
I think that's a good observation, and we're going to talk about the religious aspects, of course, after this. But after our girl, Mellibird, weighs in. Our girl being, of course, the podcast girl.
This is sounding weirder and weirder.
Yes. We're working on our phrasing. We're all growing. We're all learning as people. It's very important to remember that.
Next Matt Lauer over here.
Take it away.
I do feel very similarly to Dr. S and FF, what they've said before. I relate to this commenter as well because I do feel like he is peering a little bit into my soul, but I also feel like he's kind of mocking me in a way of like, look at this food that I have, look at how delicious it is, like I'm eating it and you're not. I do get a sense of that.
Like, don't you want to give in?
And you know what? I didn't really notice it until you mentioned that comment. And yes, I do want to give in. I wish the store is open. And I wish that I still lived in Vegas where everything is open 24 hours. And I could just go get some ramen and make my life beautiful again. But now my life isn't beautiful because I'm just watching someone eat the ramen that I wish I could have.
Let's see.
So he made you feel worse about your life.
Yeah, he really did.
So let's jump into this kind of religious aspect that FF brought up, and then I do think there is a very good point. And I've written this in my notes as, and I quote, Dom/sub question mark. So I think we're gonna talk about that after the religious aspects of this video. I know, folks, this episode is actually running a little bit short. Typically, we shoot these for about 5 hours. We'll see if this one does hit the standard length. No pun intended. Ladies, fellas, call me. But, like, yeah, let's go into religious aspects here. FF, could you please go into this?
All right. Well, Mr. Hernandez, he's here for the people that are in the comments saying, like, this is wrong, and ASMR is just it's the devil, and you're all gonna go to hell for your sin and gluttony. And I can see where he's coming from. It's he has all this food, and he's just eating it all. He doesn't even finish the noodles. And then you have these people out here, that they can't eat anything, and I get it, but there's the other guy, the Hope Ministries person that's over here saying like, hey, like this is gross, but it's also really satisfying. It's like like I don't want to admit that I like it, but I do, but it's so gross, but I love it. It's that person's just they're just going through conflict. It's like that inner conflict. So it's it must be tough. And matter of fact, I mean, I think it even transcends religion. I mean, it goes into nerd culture. There's a person in here that says when he eats the noodles, he smells like an Enderman. I mean, it's in nerd culture.
Definitely transcends religion.
It's everybody is just ASMR brings everyone together. I feel like it brings everyone together. It creates these inner conflicts and these inner thoughts that we don't really want to think about, but it brings it out. Does
so it speaks to a baser level of humanity.
It does very much. Yes.
If we were talking about, let's go our ego, our super ego, and our id. This is pure id right here. This is just the core of our being. Well, I'm asking that. Say,
I'm sorry. I didn't realize
more like the statement.
Like, is this the id? Is this the kind of the
no? Yes. No. Yeah. Correct. Yes. Yeah. It is. It is straight instinct. It's just yes. Everyone here is, religious, nerd culture. Everyone here is there to look at him eat because they either want to eat what he's eating, or they wish that they were the ones getting eaten. It's all there, it's all there,
You're on this board.
One thing I've noticed, FF, is that there seems to be a lot of
you want
I
a
don't
lot
want
of
to say
war.
it this way, but this underlying vor current.
There's so many, because I feel like you guys are looking past the comments, especially the ones that are just so invested in them when he's looking at them, or it's like, oh, I wish that I was, like I wonder how he's able to eat all that stuff. Like, like those people are the ones, it's there, but I think that they just haven't gotten to that point, realizing that they are, they also wish to eat and be eaten. So yeah. So I think
this, unless anyone has comments on the religious aspects that we just talked about, I think this goes into really well into the sub-dom relationship. Being Vord, of course, is to be very submissive. When you're being Vord, you don't really have agency. And as we spoke about in the eye contact comment, these people, they feel like this mukbanger has control of them. Maybe they are identifying with the noodles. Are they the object in this case? Or are they the subject? Are they the mukbanger or are they the mukbang? And I think that's one of the questions that we on Muk-GangBang really need to ask ourselves and really come to terms with. Is this something that we're doing just because we want to be consumed? And maybe that's why we've made a podcast about this, is we just want to be consumed so badly that we will even talk about consumption just openly like
And
this.
if we want to be consumed, we need consumers. And so we're reaching out to our consumers.
This is almost a fetish within a fetish, if you're going to go into it that way, is that our desire to be consumed is so extreme that we can't only imagine ourselves like as, you know, the food in the mukbang, but we need to imagine ourselves as we're imagined by other people who hear our voices. They maybe see our faces, they see our tarot cards, and we need to be seen within them, being consumed by their mind. So we are not just being consumed by the mukbanger in the video, but we are also being consumed by the people who are hearing our own words and like kind of grasping our meaning.
Amen.
Yeah, so
Well said.
please elaborate on this.
Dr. S, it's you.
It's
we'll
me.
go around the horn on this.
I thought it was around the horn. I thought
let's
you
go
were
around
the
the horn.
start.
So this would be Arath. If you'd like to start, I've got to refresh my water really quick. So let's dive deep. Arath, please kick it off.
Yeah, I think it is clear that we all want to be consumed, and that's why videos like this are so enticing. I think it's a little odd to clarify this video under the ASMR like genre because it's really tactile, it's sensory, and there is something sensory about this video. But if we focus on like that consumption aspect, that's all we want at the end of the day, is something that's satisfying. That's what I got there.
That was Aerith.
That's A-Rap.
Yeah, I
Sklar.
pretty much. Well, he went to go get water.
Oh, well.
Yeah, but yeah, I agree with that. Like, yeah, totally. And
Well, D-Bros, you would be up next.
I was gonna say, D-Bros, you'd be our next one.
I would say that, yeah. Again, no matter what you come into this video with, it's going to have some aspect that's very pleasing to you, and it's gotta be the crunch. It is that trademark nuggy crunch. That's gonna keep you coming back. That's the earworm.
See, it's funny you mention that too, because here's another person who's talking about a circle as well, something that, you know, he's trapped in this circle. His name is Yordi Plays Roblox, and he says, I was eating pancakes while watching this, and he was making me jealous, so I tried to make him jealous with my pancakes. You know, this guy is suffering in an eternal loop. Like, he's forever watching this guy eat while he's eating pancakes, trying to make him jealous.
And he knows how the story ends because the video has an end.
Yes.
He maybe plays it on loop.
He plays it on loop for forever. Right now, he is probably to this day
still eating
watching this video.
pancakes.
Still eating pancakes while watching this video.
That is deep. I really like that.
Well,
Dr. S, can we have your comments?
Yeah, the wanting to be consumed. No, I want to be the one that consumes. Like I said, it pissed me off when he left those noodles in the bowl. Eat Eat the fucking noodles.
You want to eat them, or
no, because I would
more
fucking eat the whole thing. I would eat the whole thing. If I lay it before me, I will eat it.
All right, I like that. That's a nice, simple, it's succinct. Mellybird, let's get your kind of your thoughts, your feelings on this. The cycle of consumption, so on and so forth, etc., etc.
I feel like it feeds really heavily into a consumption currently of, just going out and buying McDonald's because you're hungry. When really, he's showing you could also buy some ramen noodles and make a delicious meal at the same time. You don't necessarily need the nuggets. And it's just showing you the consumption of two very different meals of, depending on where you live, I guess, a $6 to $10 meal versus a very affordable, like, $2 meal. And, that's just how I feel about the consumption end of it.
Thank you all for sharing your thoughts on this. So again, as we always
What about your thoughts?
What are your thoughts?
So my thoughts on that specific this is not our total thoughts on the video. Again, as we've done many times before.
Yeah, I usually say, what about your thoughts?
No, yes, you do usually say that. That is your catchphrase. We respect that, Dr. S. But
Thank you.
we do need to go around the horn one more time. I did speak about this last subject. So now is our final thoughts on the video, and has this video changed how we feel about mukbang, and in what way? So how do you feel about the video? Did it change how you feel about mukbang? And of course, try and tie it into the cards that we drew earlier. It's very important. We keep this link. Mukbang and tarot go hand in hand. We all know this. So, Arath, please take it away.
In terms of the reading, I can't agree with your connection that they go hand in hand, but I definitely think with the spread, our generation is the fool. We're clearly enticed by this. This is something we find fascinating. I think we're a little weirded out and in awe of it. And we don't know where to place it in our genre in the internet today. And that's awkward. We want to follow it because we're like, oh, this is fascinating. And will we be like the next generation that maybe takes us off the cliff as the cute little dog in the description? Or will we turn back and say, no, this has a different place? We're not there today, I believe. And I'm not disgusted by it. I'm not outraged by it. I think it's fascinating and a really fun topic. Thank you.
Thing I do want to investigate with what you said is, would going backwards, like, do you think we're going to move more towards, the King of Wands? We're going to be more like the Gen Z, or we're going to be more like the boomers who kind of, look at it wistfully as if that could have been us. We could have had those riches, but for whatever reason, we don't.
As a dealer, I'm going to go with the reading that I gave, and I'm going to stand by the fact that we're moving into the King of the Wands zone, where this could be something that's classified as art or creative or different in a way that we may not be thinking about it today.
We're more optimistic about the future of mukbang. We see it, we kind of acknowledge its flaws, and we think this could be something.
It could be an untapped art form, for all we know. Maybe it's the next generation of pop art. There's a lot that can come out of this, and yeah, I think the King of Wands and tying it back to the tarot is the right way to go.
As always, some great insight from Arath. Yeah, really bringing it home. A lot of you did tend to genuinely be in favor of the mukbang videos as we've seen in our previous ones. Yeah, I like to see it. D-Bros, your take?
As always, mukbang is alluding to something far beneath the surface. You have to be capable of, an analytical degree that only really, like, Rick and Morty fans are truly capable of. Like, they're the ones that are able to see, because what you're seeing here is he's sending signals with, he chose the brand of ramen with the fire-breathing duck on purpose, and then purposely he could have chosen any other food stuff to eat alongside that ramen, but he chose McDonald's chicken nuggets. This is reflective of a foul on foul, like a secret war that we are just not paying attention to, and he's trying to blow the lid wide open. It's probably the underpinnings of COVID. I can't say whether that's true or not. It's probably not, but I'm gonna say it anyway. And the chickens might be responsible for it, and the ducks are onto them.
Thank you again. A fascinating analysis by D Bros. I did hear you're going to be appearing on Infowars next Tuesday, correct?
I mean, I might be hired.
I'm glad you got the job. Sorry, I know that's not the purview of this podcast, but I'm glad to hear you got it. At the very least, I hope your appearance goes well. Yes, very insightful as always. Dr. S.
Hello. You tell me how it.
Bros, and to go back, did this affect your view of mukbang as a whole, like as a genre?
Are you asking me or
D-Bros?
D-Bros. Does it affect? Well, I had absolutely no basis of. I did not know him at all beforehand. So yes, it changed it wildly because it went from nothing to something.
All the previous episodes you've recorded with us, correct?
Well, I don't remember all of those, and you know why I don't remember all of those. And so we don't have to speak out for legal reasons. We can't discuss why I don't remember them. It's a neurological thing.
No, yeah, we are not legally. My lawyers have informed us that we are not allowed to speak about why he may not remember these things. But thank you for your insight, as always, and Dr. S.
I mean, I was grossed out by the first mukbang video I saw. This was my second.
You're like at least 10.
Huh? No, it's really my second. The first one was this same guy.
Previous episodes.
Oh, well, I'm talking about like solo rides. I guess. No, I'm kidding. Okay. Anyway, I saw. I don't know. It didn't make me feel any grosser about it. I feel like I wasn't analyzing it as much before. I just kind of saw it and was like, "Yeah, it's gross." Now analyzing it, I guess there's like. I don't know. It's weird to me. I think it's weird. I don't see the appeal for it. I mean, I can get like if you're hungry and stuff like that, but you can also just watch people cooking food, and they're not just making sounds and chewing it in your face. How does it tie into the tarot cards? It's more with the boomer side of I don't understand it, but at least I guess I am kind of like the fool too. I still went to go watch it, even though I've kind of seen mukbang before, and I'm like, it's kind of but I don't know. It's weird. It's weird to me.
Did this change how you view mukbang as a whole?
It made me less grossed out about it. Maybe I got used to it. I'm used to hearing the sounds of chewing, but I guess the sounds of chewing maybe just don't really bother me that much. It doesn't make me think any better of it, but not any worse. It's just weird and different, and not for me.
To stay neutral. Thank you, Dr. S. Again, thank you for joining us as you always do.
Thank you for having me, Melly, and for you, Skler, for hosting.
Oh no, yes, all thanks to Melly, our number one producer, and let's go to FF for his thoughts on this.
So, as the video started out, it wasn't that bad. It was so weird. I was like, oh, okay, and it just kept getting worse. So like, it just kept getting even kind of more crazier and kind of more weird, gross. So I was like, oh yeah, this is kind of gross, but hey, we'll keep going. And then once he started eating, that's when I was just, yeah, this is absolutely disgusting. I mean, I guess I can understand why people may find it relaxing, but for me, it's the sounds that his mouth makes, and it's very unsettling. It's very gross, and yeah, that's what I thought. And I am the fool. I feel like I am the fool because I should have known this was, I should have known better that this was going to be a weird video, but I thought it'd be different from the many that I've seen. But no, this one takes the cake for me. This one is very strange, especially with the people in the comments, like the different religious beliefs, and the people from the nerd culture, and the people that you know want to want to eat and also might want to be eaten but don't know that. Like it just attracts everybody, and I think that this experience has made me realize that our society is fractured and broken, and it needs to be fixed. And I think we need to have traditional conservative values.
Surprise twist there at the end. We do, of course, all of us on this Gangbang podcast do, of course, support traditional conservative values. All hail Lord Jesus. But let's
PY Jesus.
Yeah, PY Jesus. Sorry.
Yes, PY
And
Jesus.
we
I'm dying inside as the tarot reader here.
yeah, it's amazing. But let's. So, did this change your view of mukbang as a whole, FF? WH, that one instead of the HOLE version.
So this changed my I went into this video thinking it would just be you know something regular, but I came out, and yeah, it changed my perspective. It made me realize that again, that that we truly are a broken society and we need to be fixed.
Thank you again. Excellent insights from FF. Mellybird, what are your takes? Again, we're talking about this video as a whole, and then how did it make you feel about mukbang in particular?
In this video as a whole, I actually felt kind of underwhelmed about the food eating part of the video. I really, really enjoyed the editing at the beginning. That was top notch. But overall, I was just extremely underwhelmed. I was expecting more lip smacking and just more food and mouth noises, but I just feel like I didn't get enough of that. And that's just what really lets me down about the whole thing.
Respect that. But how do you feel about kind of mukbang as a whole? This change of perspective of like the mukbang genre?
No, it doesn't change how I feel about the whole genre. I do feel that this was a very mild video in comparison to probably the bulk of the videos within the mukbang genre. And so maybe if you're starting to get into mukbang, this might be a really great entry model, like when you're just getting like a really entry dildo, this is what that video is for you.
I like that. Yeah, this is the trainer butt plug.
Exactly.
Of the American Joe Monster Dong. That is kind of the whole genre.
That's completely what I was going for. Yes.
So I also have my own thoughts.
Yeah, what are your thoughts
in this podcast? So I keep thinking back to the comments, really. So I talk a lot, so I've heard a very short synopsis of this. So I think we really are. I agree with Arath here. We are the fool. We're the ones who see that there is a lot of potential here. It's not just that mukbang as a genre has the chance to bring people together. You know, the uh, perverts, but like about eyes instead of food. And the perverts who are just more interested in, you know, what this man is pooping out. Like, you know, the three different main genres of pervert, they're all there. So I think this has a lot of reach. It hits, you know, not just one, but all three demographics that exist in the world. And you know, we can't be like the boomer. We can't, you know, stumble on by, you know, crippled by our biases against, you know, the goodness that is mukbang video. But nor can we speed ahead as if we were the chariot, just assuming this is the way that it's going. The boomers made that mistake, as we all know. They thought the way of the future was going to be giving Hitler whatever he wanted, and that's not correct. It turns out you only want to give Hitler a little bit of what he wants. Otherwise, you'll be a lot like the dog in The Fool, in that you'll follow the fool. And of course, remember, this is Hitler. You don't want to follow him. That's very bad. But, as was discussed, shut up, Dr. S. As was discussed in the Ten of Pentacles, when we do get that success, let's say we do make a heavily alt-right podcast that happens to touch on a lot of things these kids care about these days and get rich and famous. We're like the dog in that we're just kind of reaping the rewards that were laid before us. And yes, again, that is Hitler. Hitler's the one. Again, please, Dr. S.
Sorry.
Mute if you need to mute. Please feel free. Just mute. So again, like Gen Z, I think they are really the king of wands. They see this upside down.
Oh my god, he's still going. I don't know, he's still going.
And what they do is they make a lot of memes where there's that red eye lens, particularly over Bernie Sanders most of the time, and that says a lot about. We can't view the world through the same lens. We need to see it through a red eye flare. Like, it needs to be there. That shows you're active and alive. And that's why we view things that may seem mundane otherwise, like mukbang. Like, there's nothing special about ordering, you know, 3 BTS meals and eating it while you listen to Dynamite on repeat. But, like, we all do that. Every single one of us. And that's why, you know, the Zoomers have it. The world isn't just one lens. Maybe someone else orders, you know, like 2 BTS meals, and they listen to instead of Dynamite, maybe Fire, one of their other smash hits. And it's very constricting to think of mukbang as just one thing. Is mukbang only for the perverts who, you know, want to talk about how this man is looking directly into their souls as he consumes chicken McNuggets? No, it's not just for them. It's also for the people who really want to think about what does his poop look like after he eats 3 packs of ramen with spicy noodles. And that's as my mammy used to say, it takes all kinds of kind. And yeah, that's kind of what it's all about, at least to me. So, as always, I would like to thank. Well, first, of course, we get the final retort. Ding, ding, ding. Final retort, everyone. Anyone who heavily disagrees with any opinion stressed in this podcast, you have 45 seconds. Display your argument right now.
I don't have an argument with anybody, but I just want to state that even I think he is getting tired of his mukbang. 217 videos last year, this year 15.
Pretty weak. He's a weak bitch. Anyways, we have 33 seconds left. Anyone else? Final moments.
I want to thank you for honoring the cards, because I like to think that they did a good reading tonight, and I appreciate your point of view, and thanks for having me here.
Excellent reading, as always, A-Wrath. I wish D-Bros was here so I could also congratulate him on his reading. All right, everyone, 14 seconds. Let's go. Any other disagreements? Congratulations,
Eat
we've completed
ramen.
the podcast. It is shorter than regular. Good job, everyone. Signing out, Muk-GangBang. Thank you, as always, to the crew, A-Wrath, Dr. S,
Dude.
Disaster B, or D-Bros. Sorry, I messed that one up. And Mellybird. And of course, it's me, whatever I called myself at the start. We'll see you next time. Have a great night or day.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.